welcome back to another episode of Tuesday's Training Tips with Tuff. I'm Kristi May, your host, and Tuff, the enthusiastic corgi, is not so enthusiastic this morning. He is sleeping underneath my desk. He was groomed yesterday, and so today he is having a rest day. Today we're going to explore interactive play for enrichment, which is a perfect topic for National Health Month. Interactive play is crucial for keeping your pet mentally stimulated and happy. It reduces boredom, prevents destructive behaviors, and strengthens the bond between you and your furry friend. So let's dive into some fun games and activities. First up, we have Fetch and Retrieve. This is a classic game and is great for burning off energy and also reinforcing your commands with your pet. Use different toys like balls and frisbees to keep it interesting. I always start with treats and sending them away with a find it, and then recall, calling them back in. And remember to appraise when your pup brings back the toy. If you're also having a hard time getting them to let go of the toy, don't be afraid to trade the toy for a treat to teach them a drop it cue. So that way your play can continue. That drop it cue is also going to be important in some of the next games that we're going to talk about. So next, let's talk about tug of war. It's a fantastic way to engage your pets physically and mentally. Just ensure to play safely and let your pet win to keep them motivated. Okay, one of the big things with tug is that if your dog is constantly losing, that's when they're going to start coming up onto that tug toy and grabbing your hand to try to get it from you. So in this game, my pets always win. They always win at tug. Hide and seek. It's another fun game. You can hide treats or toys around the house and encourage them to find them. You can also hide yourself around and call your pet to find you. It's a great way to help build problem-solving skills. I really like hide and seek and hiding things around the house. Puzzle toys and treat dispensers are also excellent for mental stimulation. They challenge your pet to work for their treats, providing both entertainment and rewarding experience. Okay, so now let's get creative with some do-it-yourself, some DIY toys and games. You can make homemade tugs. I use some old shirts, okay, and old socks for this, and we'll tie them in a knot. This one is very stringy, so this one's probably going to have to be taken away from the puppies here shortly because I don't want them ingesting any strings at all. So that one looks like it's going to be recycled out shortly. Okay. The other thing I have here is a snuffle mat. So the snuffle mat, I did not do it yourself, but there are lots of do-it-yourself kits out there. So what I really like about this snuffle mat is that it's very thick. So when I work the treats in here, they really have to use their noses. They're not able to utilize this without using their nose. And so this one is my favorite one. I'll put the link in the description for you so that way you have that. Okay. Cardboard box. Okay. Something just as simple as a cardboard box. Right. So what I do when I start out with a cardboard box that opens this way is I put some treats in here. This is also how we initiate scent work also to do that alerting. But what I'll do is I'll start with the flap kind of open like this just to teach them to open this flap. Then what you can do is then you can make it a little bit harder where you fold that in and now they have to unfold that to get it open, and then you can start closing it so that way you can teach them to open this flap to get this out. So the big thing with enrichment and play with our dogs is that a lot of people think that they have to go spend a lot of money on toys, and that's not necessarily true. There are lots of things that you already have around the house that work just fine for this. I even like to use deeper boxes to then put the dog's head into the box so that they have to get stuff out of the box. One of the things that I do with Hero is I have a tote bag that he found. He loves this tote bag, and so with that tote bag I fill it full of his toys, and he drags that around the house, and then he pulls the toys out, and it's this fun game that he does, and then I come through and pick all the toys back up and just refill the tote bag on there. So don't forget about environmental enrichment too. You can rotate your pet's toys. So one of the things that I do is Hero has 2 tote bags of toys, and I'll just mix them up of what's in each bag. So that way he kind of rotates through those toys. I don't actually pick any toys up. Some people like to put some toys up and then do a rotation. I give my dogs access to the toys so that way they can pull what they want out of the toys, but I still mix it up and keep it interesting there. Okay, so another thing that you can do with the interactive and the puzzle toys is going to be a Kong, and I'm going to post in the comments how to fill a Kong, but there's other types of things that are similar to a Kong. So these are soda pop, and so they just look like a soda can. They say can of joy on them, and they've got a hole in here, and so that way I can fill this and give that as a seeking assisted toy for enrichment, and works very well for engaging that nose and engaging that brain. Okay. The other things that you can do for engagement activities with your dog is going to be agility. Agility is a way to get their brain working differently about being on and interacting with different pieces of equipment. And play is sometimes just as simple as sitting on the floor and playing with your dog and interacting with them with their toys. Play is a very good way of redirecting our dogs from doing behaviors that we don't want them to do. And again, it really helps strengthen that bond when you are spending time with them. Another do-it-yourself thing that I like to do, which is kind of like a snuffle ball, is I will take a kitchen towel and lay it flat, and then I will put cookies in that layer, and then I fold it. And then I put cookies in that layer, and then I fold it. So what you do then is you end up rolling this all the way up, and then you tie it into a knot. So I put cookies at each layer, and I do low value and high value cookies. And then what you do is you just tie this into a knot. Okay, and then you give it to the dogs. Now, don't give them a brand new kitchen towel. Use something that you don't mind if it gets chewed up or holes in it, because sometimes when they're trying to get this apart, they may rip this fabric. As long as you're not eating the fabric, you're totally fine with this. And then this is washable and reusable, and so now you have your own little snuffle ball here with toys hidden, or treats hidden in this. You can also stick some toys in there too if you've got some little toys. There's nothing wrong with that either. But I like to use lots of low value treats with about 3 or 4, 5 high value treats in here. And then when I'm done, I will also then tuck some treats here into these little areas of this knot where I want my dog to start pulling to be able to open this up. And then they will be able to open it, and then they will be able to unroll it and get all of those cookies out. And so now you have just created your own do-it-yourself little enrichment toy here. Okay, again, it doesn't require a whole lot of money. Okay, it does require your time and some planning ahead on your part. Okay, so to recap, interactive play is essential for your pet's mental and physical well-being. We covered games like fetch, tug of war, hide and seek, and some creative do-it-yourself ideas, as well as agility. Oh, I did forget the flirt pole. I do want to talk about that real quick. So some of your dogs are going to want to do chase. So a flirt pole helps with that. So think of like the pole with a string and a feather on the end, like the cat toy. That is what a flirt pole is, and they make heavy-duty ones for dogs. They're not terribly expensive. They're under $20 on Amazon. I will send you a link for my favorites of those as well. So here's the most important thing that you need to understand about play. Dogs have different play languages, and you may find that your dog doesn't like all of these games, and that's absolutely okay. What you want to do is you want to find the game that fits best for you and your dog. And then you want to continue to find other creative ways to use that play as enrichment with that. So, okay, we hope that your pet enjoys these activities as much as Tuff does. So share your interactive play ideas and experiences in the comments below, and don't forget to stay tuned to our next week's Tuesday's training tips with Tuff. Follow us on social media for more tips, and share this video with your friends and fellow pet owners. Use hashtags interactive play and mental stimulation, Tuesday's training tips with Tuff, or Legend Acres when sharing your pet play photos and videos. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye for now, and keep playing and keep your pets healthy and happy.